Knits podcast. We are two sisters in fiber who podcast from Winnipeg, Canada, in the Prairie Province of Manitoba. This is episode 54, you guys.
Madness.
You may have noticed I finally played around in the video editor long enough that I'm able to actually put text in. What? Crazy talk. And music.
If I hold my hand up here, do you put text in it?
Sure. Right now I can't see a thing because it's very overcast and cloudy today. So we've got lights going. So while I'm looking at the camera, can't see a thing.
There's a really, really bright light.
It's so bright.
It's so dark outside. It's 1 in the afternoon and it might as well be like 8 o'clock at night. It's so dark.
It is quite dim today. So that's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. So if I'm really looking off camera today, it's because I don't actually know where the camera is. Just so she knows. Should take a picture of that before we dismantle everything so people can see what our podcasting setup's like.
It's just completely blown out.
It is crazy. Oh well, I'm Jocelyn.
I'm Diana.
And today, theoretically, we're going to cover some knitting topics.
Yeah.
Plus whatever else we get off on the tangents about. I was watching the Grocery Girls, and they do this live on YouTube. Oh man, I really need to meet Jody. She just talks about lady parts. She throws it out there. I'm like, my God, this is a woman after my own heart. We all have them. Who cares anymore? I don't. Tracy brought her back a keychain they got gifted to Jody in the shape of a lady part. The lady part.
Oh dear.
I want one!
Of course you do.
I don't care if it's embarrassing to other people.
Oh,
if
amazing.
you're a woman, you own one. It's fine. That's just how I feel about these things. I don't understand her obsession with pom-poms. I don't, because I'm not a pom-pom person. And, well, people who are pom-pom people will justifiably think I'm wrong. I think they're wrong because they like pom-poms. So there's that. I'm not a pom-pom person.
Fair enough.
However,
We're going to cover some stuff.
we are. What are we going to try to cover this week?
I've got some What's in Our Cup,
Okay.
Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Fiber Flubs, Yarn on the Go, So Little Time, Wool Gathering, Events, and a Review.
So, action-packed week this week, folks.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with what's in our cup?
What's
Or
in
more specifically, what's in the dinosaur mug I'm drinking out of today?
and the lovely Northern Knits podcast mug. I'm still so proud of this.
It's hilarious. I am drinking a Buddha's blend out of Holy Hannah David's tea today. It's got
Correct.
a funny steep time, but it is a really nice, enjoyable light tea, and I just finished drinking a really heavy protein shake. So,
It's quite a lovely tea. It smells very peachy.
oh, it tastes kind of peachy. And it's a wonderful spring tea. Technically, it's spring, though I don't think we're going to see it for another couple of weeks. We're sitting at like the 0 degrees Celsius marker at least for 2 or 3 hours a day now.
Yeah. I looked outside today. I'm like,
We're
oh, it's definitely
today's
spring
sweet.
because it looks absolutely miserable, but there's a lot less snow.
Yeah, we have piles of mud
Yeah.
and pockets of lakes. We don't
Yeah.
have sidewalks in the springtime. We have pockets of lakes.
Small ponds.
They're not small.
Large ponds.
Yeah.
Large ponds,
Have you
small
seen the
lakes.
one at the corner of your street?
Not today.
Most days, it isn't a pond.
That's
it's
true.
a lake.
That's true.
Which is fine once all the drainage systems and stuff get thawed. It'll be a lot better. But until they're thawed, the water really doesn't have anywhere to go. So it's
Yeah.
kind of stuck there. So that's fine. But yeah, no, it's beautiful. I've switched over to my spring coat, which is a double-lined windproof coat with a really big hood.
Yep, that's good spring coat.
The spring coat. Which I'll be wearing this thicker cardi underneath today because it's a little chilly, but I didn't want to pull up my winter coat because it's not quite winter coat weather. And I'd have to change my shawl, my mittens, and it's too much work. I am coordinated to look spring flingish. That's what we're going to do.
All right.
Ooh, cool threads. We're talking about stuff we're wearing.
Talk about the stuff I'm drinking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just
jumping ahead
barreling on.
today.
You are. Just barreling on.
Guys, I'm on a mission. There's so much to do.
I am drinking vanilla bean tea from Fools and Horses, which I found in the back of my cupboard. So I have no idea how long it's been there, but it's quite lovely. It's very vanilla-y.
It's mystery tea.
I think it might. I thought it was at black tea, but it might actually be a rooibos, given how it smells.
Well, it smells delightful.
Yeah, so that's what I'm drinking at.
Again,
Northern Knits podcast mug.
it's going to be a thing for a while, you guys.
I'm really excited about this mug.
All right,
Okay.
we've got 2 admin notes. I have 2 admin notes because
sure.
I do admin things. I'm sorry, Cindy, I am awful about replying to emails. She's an amazing listener and we're very active in our Ravelry threads, and I super appreciate all of the really great ideas. We're going to be making some changes to the Ravelry threads, and by we, I mean probably me, and by me, I mean probably not as soon as I should.
I did make a start on that yesterday.
Oh, good!
So there's a few
man.
clumped up threads that are clumped up. No, there's a few threads that are now titled the same as our segments. So if you want to talk about your fiber flubs, there is a thread for that. If you want to talk about what you're wearing, there is a thread for that. I haven't done all of the segments yet, but there's a few up there.
We'll get there. Sweet. I'm glad you started. I was pretty sure I was going to have to this week, and I'm thinking, oh god, what am I going to fit that in? The other admin thing of note is in the springtime, which is approximately now-ish. It's actually next month, because we're recording at the end of March now. I'm off to visit my mom, and I'm usually gone for 3 to 5 weeks. There is no real time frame on that. My mom's retired, so I go out and I visit. When she's tired of me, I fly home. This is how we work things. It's usually about the point where I've made her get up and do something for 7 days straight for about 3 or 4 weeks, where she goes, okay, you can fly home. Because she needs to rest. So we're going to be doing that. So we're going to sort of change up the format for the podcast for those couple of weeks, because I mean, obviously I'm not in Winnipeg to record. So we're either going to be doing it via distance, so there'll be like the split on the screen because I'm in one location and Diana's in the other.
Mm-hmm.
Or she'll record one week and I'll record the other.
We'll figure it out, see what works.
Super, but again, there will be a podcast. It will go up weekly. The format will be just a smidge bit different, just to sort of accommodate the fact that I'm in a different province for a while.
We'll make it work.
Get used to my face, because guess what you're seeing when Diana's on honeymoon, folks? That's right. It's all... Which will be hilarious, because I've never done show notes. You're going to have to teach me how to do show notes. She's okay, I'm going to have to teach you how to edit. This could be fun, folks.
By the end of the summer, we'll both know how to do all of the things.
Which will be super handy if one of us ever gets sick in the fall or winter time and can't really maintain that level of work and has to, like, take a break because we're sick. The other person can go, no problem. I actually know how to do that now. So it's fine. It works out okay.
It's good. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. So those are the 2 admin things I wanted to cover.
Good things.
Get them done and out of the way. Other things we'll probably start doing is we're still going to talk about at the end of the podcast about where you can find us, and that's because for those people who listen to us and don't watch us, they don't see the words I have going up on the screen on the YouTube channel, or hear the intro music, because I haven't figured out how to do that yet, unless it does that on...
If I just pull the audio straight out of the video, then it does.
Perfect. That's why you have tech people in your life. I have no idea how that would work. So, they'll hear that, but they won't see anything I've printed on the screen. So we'll still kind of over-verbalize some stuff. So bear with us. It's just that we started off as an audio format, and I really would like to stay in an audio format, even though we now do the video. So to make it fair to everybody. Not everybody likes video podcasts. Not everybody has time for as many YouTube video podcasts in a week as I do. I understand this. I'm crazy.
Yes, you are.
Guys. All the time, there is something talking to me from the moment I get up to the moment I go to sleep. If I turn everything off and sit in silence, my cat starts looking for the apocalypse. Because there is always noise going on. If it's not an audio podcast, it's a video podcast, or it's a book I'm having read to me through Audible. Like, there's always something talking to me. If I'm reading a book in person, I have music playing in the background. There's always something. Always. It's kind of creepy, the level of sound at which I exist in. I fell asleep on the floor Friday night. YouTube kept talking to me all night. I was playing on my computer.
Still can't believe you did that.
Oh god, like an 8-year-old. I was out cold.
What were you doing on the floor in the first place?
Cutting out fabric pattern for a maxi dress. I'm like nearly 6 feet tall, so there is no table length long enough to do that on.
Fair enough.
So I have to do it on the floor. And I just kind of got down there, got comfortable, put my head down for a minute, and then before I knew it was 8 a.m. and the cat wanted breakfast. So that happened. I got up off the floor and texted Mr. B and said, not going to a magic tournament. My lower back and hips were quite sore all day. I'm like, nope.
I bet.
I'm gonna pamper myself and sit on comfy chairs all day, guys. Oh well. Shall we talk about what we were wearing this week?
Yeah. Talk about some cool threads.
I was just wearing my usual suspects this week. So my coffee shop shawl, which I did out of a Bernate premium tweed, which I love because I can wash and dry in one go. It's great because I occasionally drop stuff in puddles.
It happens.
It's a thing. My Freya shawl, which is my podcast anniversary shawl, which I've been wearing, and I love because it's alpaca and it's very warm on those windy days when they're not puddles, but more like mini ice skating rinks. Your mitts that you made me for Christmas, because they're just the right thickness for this kind of weather, and occasionally my cat hat.
Nice.
That's it. That's all for me. Well, other than socks, but I don't count those.
I've also been wearing all the usual suspects.
Suspects?
Yeah, I was trying to say suspects. Maybe I need to do some of those elocution exercises.
You know what we should go? We should go and take classes on improv. Ooh, guys.
I've joined the work Toastmasters
Improv.
group,
Improv. We should go learn to do improv.
Ooh,
Not
maybe.
because we'll ever do improv, but I think because it'll just make our public speaking
That might, yeah.
smoother because we're able to think quicker on our feet.
Anyway,
I
some
know people
suspects.
with Toastmasters. I have no idea what it is.
It's,
Talk at me about it offline.
yeah, it's speeching.
It's speeching.
Yeah,
This is the highly educated university student speaking here. It's speeching.
it is speeching. It's the simple explanation. Anyway, things that I have been wearing. The usual set of hats. I mushed all my notes together. What?
You mushed all your notes together. Well, you got
There
your
we go.
Lindsay slouch, your sock hat.
Yep, the rainbow side shawl, and then at work, of course, the Bloomsbury mitts and the Wonder Woman wrap, which has actually been getting worn rather than just worn by my chair because there is, in fact, a draft. I've determined absolutely for sure there is a draft at my desk, but I also got a standing desk this week, which has been fantastic, which means I've been standing a lot, and the draft ends at shoulder height when I'm standing, so it engulfs me when I'm sitting, but it only comes up to my shoulder when I'm standing. So I don't know where this strange little breeze is coming from.
Hey. if
I'll
the
hunt
draft
it down
does the
and
trick,
murder it. This
hunt
breeze.
it down and murder it.
I will
Come
hunt down
summer-
and murder this breeze.
Come summer, you will appreciate that breeze.
Yeah, I might.
The winter time,
South-facing
not as
windows.
much. Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you will. Come summer, that breeze is going to be a lifesaver.
But yeah, standing desks. Very fun. Been doing lots of dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I also stand right in front of a meeting room that has a glass floor-to-ceiling window. So
Everybody
whoever's
can
in the meeting
see you
room can
dancing?
see me dancing. So I think very shortly this is going to be the thing that I become known for at work is that I dance at my desk.
Right up?
Yeah.
It's really good. I want a standing desk.
It's fun.
Wow, I've been eyeballing them for a while. It's because I come from retail, so I'm used to standing all day, so if I sit for any length of time, I have a nap. A lot of the times my sister will come downstairs, or my niece will come downstairs, and they'll be like, why are you just standing at the kitchen table knitting? I'm like, I can't take it. I cannot sit any longer. I must do something with my legs. It's a leftover thing. Ooh, what's next?
Oh, yes. Moving right along. What have you been working on?
Everything. Anything. I brought one project which I can't show the listeners, but I can show you. One project which we're going to talk about in fiber flubs, so you'll just see the bag till fiber flub. And one project on my needles, and 3 finished items.
Okay, I have one finished item.
I made that sound really impressive. It's not, you guys.
And 2 works in progress, one of which had a flub.
Sure. Well, why don't we start with what I'm working on right now?
Go for it.
I have decided that I need to do something while I'm recording, because this is the nature of me. So I pulled out my Zadie sweater, which is a done ages ago craftsy knit along by the Grocery Girls. And like Jamie of the Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters, I must start everything late, way after the knit along time. And that's fine, I don't mind at all. I am continuing my work up the body, so it's just miles of knitting in the round, folks. Which, boy, is really easy to do. I need to make it calls to make your inseam, so like from where you split for your underarms, down 15 inches. Well, to have the same sort of high hip sort of set that you want for a boxy sweater, I need to go like 17 inches. Even a little bit further if I can swing it before I split for my shoulders. So I am not at 17 inches yet. It's a big chunk of body to knit, so I am creeping closer. I'm into my last 3 inches, so.
Still really, really love this yarn.
It's such a really nice yarn. It's the Cloudborn heathered gray?
Slate heather, I think?
Slate heather?
I'll have to look it up. I haven't worked on this in a while. I'll have to
I
go back
have
in the
not.
show notes.
But it's definitely a craftsy fiber.
So nice.
It is amazing stitch definition. I am so excited with this. So I am slowly making progress. I can stop anywhere. And you can see I put my Jack Skellington face stitch marker that my mom got me for Christmas into the... Oop, you'll have to tell me if I'm even on mark for showing people that. So I put that in there so I can keep track of it, because I'm at the point now where it is big enough that I can't tell if I have made any progress or not, so I was getting kind of discouraged with that, so. Progress keeper helps a bunch.
Yep.
And then I'll talk about my 3 finished things, because they're not that impressive, because I just did some dishcloths. It's not that big a deal. I'm making them out of the Bernay Handcrafter cotton, because I really kind of like that cotton.
Oh, here, I can...
Ooh, you can do that for me.
I can hold this up and you can talk.
It's in
See
a white
with not totally blown out.
With a blue speckle in it.
Oh, no, that's blown out. Ooh.
So it's really cute. It is literally like, you find it on Ravelry. It's the free My Grandmother's Favorite.
Oh, there we go. That's less blown out.
Granny. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the word dishcloth. Dishcloth pattern.
Grandmother's favorite dishcloth.
Yeah, it is free. It is knit 2, yarn over, knit to end of row. And then when decreasing, it's knit 2, yarn over, knit 2 together, knit 2 together, knit to end of row. Start at 4 stitches, stop increasing at 44, bind off at 4 stitches.
It's a good looking dishcloth.
It is a good sized dishcloth, so I'm making them for the craft markets and sale and fairs and stuff in the summertime, because everybody's always asking about dishcloths, so.
Everybody loves a good dishcloth.
Not everybody knits, and my mom wants more, so I'm still working through my first ball of yarn I've bought, and I'm now up to 9 completed dishcloths out of this one giant ball of yarn. And I'm still going. I could still get several more out. Lots of dishcloths per ball of yarn. So, man, that works. I pick up easy. I usually start in bed. So it's my in-bed knitting before I go to sleep and when I wake up in the morning, because it really requires no thought. I knit on this at like 6 to 7 in the morning when I'm listening to the CBC radio morning show. And that's my wake-up call. Kat's sleeping on her side of the bed, on her, well, it's her shawl now. It's one of the texture triangle knit shawls I did last year. It's hers now. She sleeps on it. And me and her, and just chill in the morning. I drink my water from my cup, which, by the way, guess has a lid on it, because cats will play in water in cups. That's the thing they do. So mine has a lid on it, so now she looks at it and goes, really? Ha ha ha. Sucker.
You're no fun.
I am no fun. I am a mean mommy. I'm not, you guys. She's so spoiled, it's not even funny. But those are 2 of the things I've got. One, kind of always on the needles, off the needles, which is the dishcloths. I'm excited I got through 3 this week. My Zadie sweater, which leaves 2 things to talk about.
Alright. I might jump in with a finished object.
Absolutely.
I have my finished pair of socks. Don't mind the ends. I have to weave in those still, but check it out. Finished socks. That's the back of a sock. That's... It's kind of funny with the heels sticking up there. It just goes zoop.
Yeah, the hand knit socks, the heels are really comfortable, but they look crazy when you see them. You're like, what in the world?
Yeah, hand knit socks look really dumb and unsock-like when they're not on feet.
They really do, but they're really quite comfortable when they're on feet.
Anyway.
That's in that German sock yarn base?
Yeah, this is Online Super Sock. It is a purple self-striping colorway. And, I did the Fish Lips Kiss Heel by Socks Therapist. That's socks with an X.
It's a really nice heel. It's a really good short row heel.
Yeah, it's also really easy to do. Once you've done it a couple of times, you don't even need to look up how to do it anymore.
It's a really big bonus. So yeah, no, that works. All right, so
that's done. That's my February March socks. So we realized we don't have a March thread up yet for the socks, and it's almost the end of the month. So yeah, I'll be putting that thread up and posting my socks in it.
It's our birthday month. It might take us forever to do anything.
Yeah.
It's a really busy month. I think I am out of people to celebrate birthdays with as of Thursday this week. April's a lot easier for me. I know too many Pisces. I'm just going to throw that out there.
What is in my hair?
I don't know.
I have knitting needles in my hair. How did that happen?
You walk around with knitting needles in your hair?
I think they just must have fallen out of my bag just now.
Okay. If you're sure. Because I kind of like the idea of even walking around your apartment all morning with knitting needles, just chilling out there, and your fiance hasn't said anything. That would be hilarious. I am so on board with that. It'd be so, I would have been like, what the was shiny in your hair? Come here.
You can just chill out in my hair.
Sure. Why not? If it makes you happy, dear. I'm not going to tell you no.
I'll just put those away now.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe that happened. So what is in my hair? Oh, knitting needles.
Oh, just,
Just have circular knitting
as
needles.
you do.
Chilling in my hair.
Just, that's perfectly normal.
It's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to show my March socks because I was working and I'm one row short before my heel, and I dropped a stitch. Now I think I've caught the stitch, but I immediately tried to catch the stitch. Probably caught more than just the single stitch I needed to catch. Shoved everything in the works so it was nice and protected. Put it in the bag and said, "I'm talking to Diana on Sunday." Because I cannot, at the 2.25 millimeter size, which I enjoy knitting the socks on, see the stitches well enough to pick up a stitch. I also have a couple of random yarn overs put in there for no particular reason. Those will just darn close, because that I can do.
That works.
I was like, nope. Yep. So I'm still working on my first sock. I should have been done my heel. I'm making shorties, because they're like my favorite types of socks to wear, are short socks. And we're coming up to that time of year when I wear capris with sneakers. Because I am so 90s hip, you guys. You have no idea. You've seen me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's capris with sneakers and socks sticking out the top of my sneakers. Because I wear socks in my sneakers.
Yeah.
So that's where I want to wear my shorties. Because then I can showcase my hand-knit socks. This is important to me. But I certainly can't pick up a stitch. So I've been held back. So I literally have a week as of recording. If you guys don't know, we record and it takes us about a week to get the podcast up between our jobs. Just fine. That's just kind of how it works. So I have a week to finish a sock. I'm going to be exclusively sock knitting for the next couple of days so I can get that done. Because I'd like to be done a pair on time this year at some point. Just a goal I'm going to throw out there. Not done February socks. They're a crochet project. Now it's just going to travel with me when I go to visit my mom. Because I can work on it when she's tired and we're not going out for the day. That, and I can put our cat into it. It'll offend the cat, which will amuse me greatly. So I have that. Those ones I'm working on is out of Cloud9 Fiberworks yarn in the Rainbow Connection.
Yep.
And it's just the one sock. And it lives in my Erin Lane bag. So Diana's going to fix that for me. That's my fiber flub. So I'll pull it out and show it then. The other thing I've been working on pretty hardcore is my very first designed shawl. So that project lives in my cappuccino bag from Dragon Fiber.
Yes, Dragon Fiber bags.
Dragon Fiber bags. I will eventually figure this out in my brain, which was a birthday gift from Diana. Hers is still at the border.
It'll show up eventually. Maybe by the time you get back from Saskatchewan.
It's processing. Somebody's actually looked at the bag now. So my first one, the first time I'm knitting this, because I'm going to have to knit more than once. That's just how you work out the kinks in a pattern in my mind when you're making it up from scratch. I'm doing it on a pair of 6mm needles, circular, and I'm doing it out of an acrylic yarn, so really quick flash with this bunched up shawl. I got some red and cranberry and white going on in there. So that's coming along nicely. It's out to my test knitter. I have one. I am more than willing to take on another if somebody wants to help me tech edit this pattern and stuff, so that what I'm saying makes sense because somebody else has helped me translate it from Jocelyn to English. Always important. But I'm hoping to have my first one done and off my needles in the next week or so. So then I'll be able to show it and put it up as a project page and stuff, and then get the pattern ready for publications. So
That's exciting.
that's what I've been working on. It's the long and the short of it.
Alright. I have a couple more things.
I had to drink my tea faster. My dinosaurs are no longer naked.
Oh god, what is going on?
I don't
Okay,
know.
well, so this is The River's Wrap by Shannon Cook. This is my podcast anniversary knit along, which is currently very wrapped up in so many ends. Look at it, look at all these ends.
Oh my gosh. So you can get that done in a week?
Yeah, absolutely. 100% gonna have this done. You know what? I'm going to the lake next weekend.
Oh,
Lots
you'll
of
get miles done at the lake.
Yeah, especially if I can get Chris to drive out there. That's a solid 2 hours.
Good luck with that.
It
He needs
happens.
to practice.
It happens. As long as the weather's not terrible, he'll do it.
That's fair.
Anyway, so this is the River's Wrap. It's getting there. I think I only have like 4 more rows than last week, but that's okay. It's getting there. I'm loving it. It's... Oh, this is out of Cascade 220?
Yes.
Yes. In
5 different colors.
5 different colors.
A white, a burgundy,
Let's
beige,
see.
a green. That's like a taupe.
Yeah, it's I think it's called tan or maple. I don't
It's
remember.
definitely a taupey color.
I think it's just called tan or something. Anyway, the proper names are
Tan is a taupe.
whatever. They're all linked in the show notes. So there's a white and a gray and a red and a tan and a green. Yes, that's all the colors.
And a black.
Well, it's a dark gray.
Okay.
So yes. Oh, and this is all in my Dragon Fiber Bags teacup bag, which is totally blown out. I swear it's got shiny bits. The gold bits are shiny. It doesn't come out on camera, but it's shiny.
It never
and it's
shows up
wonderful
on
and I
camera,
love
but
it.
in person, yeah, I know it's definitely got some shiny edges on there, so.
I just had a thought.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have to buy you yarn while I'm in Saskatoon? Yes, that would be correct.
Yes, but that wasn't this thought.
Okay.
I got a Woolsey Wool gift card for my birthday.
What? You
If
lucky duck!
If they still have the matching teacup bag,
You could get the matching teacup bag.
or
That would be
the
amazing.
teapot bag rather.
That would be good.
I could have a teapot bag maybe.
Might have to go check it out.
Yeah, right.
And if not, you get a gift certificate, so I'm sure you can get in trouble somewhere else.
So that's the thing that I did not have trouble with this week.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I got book gift cards. Super lovely. I bought new cookbooks. Because what I need is more.
Obviously.
No,
Is
but I bought
it
it
still
anyway.
me?
Yeah, I'm done with
Okay.
what I'm working on right now. Well, that's knitting related anyway. My sewing section's huge.
So I did another couple of rows on my wedding shawl.
This is important. That's got a pretty significant deadline.
Yeah.
That's the Evenstar Shawl.
The Evenstar Shawl by Susan Pandor.
I'm so close with that pronunciation. It's always so hard to tell what they look like when they're on the needles. But
Yeah,
once it's well done, it's lace. Like, you gotta block it before it looks like anything.
which is why I'm stretching it out awkwardly. But here, yeah, it kind of looks like something here. Or you know, it's a very, very stylish hat.
Sure. I still can't unsee the eye stitch markers.
Yeah, I know.
So good.
Oh no, it's stuck in the pins. Okay. So this is the thing that I had the fiber flub on. Of course, the big complicated lace shawl. It's not that bad, but it's kind of funny.
I mean, more than your one stitch off problem?
Yeah, I've sorted that out. I'm good now.
Okay, good. So shall we transition to fiber fluffs?
Yeah. So
I mean, I already really talked about mine, but...
So I've got all these extra little floss bits hanging off. These are my lifelines. I have lifelines.
Yes.
The flub is related to having lifelines.
Okay, I'm with you.
So I put in my lifeline and I started doing the chart. And I'm getting around, finished the row. Why do I only have one end of my lifeline here? The other end of my lifeline has worked its way out. Back like 20 stitches. I'm like, what are you doing? You're running away. So I didn't actually drop anything, but I lost my lifeline.
That's cute.
So 20 minutes later, I had my lifeline woven back in, which I did on the wrong side in lace. And I did it right.
Well, you're improving your knitting skills.
It's not something I wanted to be doing at 10:30 at night.
Oh my god, 10:39, I'm sleeping.
I wanted to be sleeping,
Ugh.
but I had to fix my lifeline.
Sometimes on the floor.
So, yeah, lifelines. Only useful if they stay in.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's my flub. My lifeline ran away.
That's hilarious. I'm really hauling butt on this sweater. I want to get it done. I'd like to wear it while I'm out at my mom's. I think April the 20th is just too close to the deadline, but I don't know. Maybe I can get a sweater done and a bunch of other stuff before I go. You never know. So, chilling out here on my needles in a very awkward, most definitely in the middle of a row section. I've got my whole foot done. The foot is done. And I do not have an insignificant sized foot because I have a size 10 foot. So, it's a lot of stitches, you guys. I don't want to. And if I take it off the needles, I'd say I've committed to starting all over again because I can't see them. But I think I've picked up the stitch. I mean, thankfully I realized I dropped it as I handed over to Diana. By the way, I knit mirrored and I'm left-handed, so for her to pick up a stitch for me is not a small, easy sort of task. It is a monumental pain in the butt, and I appreciate that she does it every time. But I can show off the caked ball of yarn, which is the Cloud9 Fiberworks Rainbow Connection that we got, that she gifted us, which was super sweet. And it is turning into a beautiful sock color rotation, so I am super pumped. And it's bright and it's cheerful and it's going to look great sticking out of my shoes with my caprice. Because that's what I do.
You did in fact catch the stitch.
Oh,
it looks like it just needs to be woven back up.
Good! I can't do that either.
Yeah, I need a crochet hook for this, but yeah, I can totally fix that, no problem.
Yay!
I'll do that when we're done.
That makes complete sense, because really...
I think it went down 3 rows or something.
Oh yeah, no, I was so worried that I didn't get it, so I was grabbing everything. I was like, oh my god, I don't know.
No, you totally got it. It's 1 stitch and it's 3 rows down, so I'll fix it.
Shove it in the bag. Hope you cut everything. Don't touch. Take it to somebody who can see better. It's a thing. Alright, so that's our fiber floss.
Yeah. Yarn on the go. You went places with yarn.
Did I ever? You guys, were you watching Instagram feed this week? Jocelyn's been all over the dang place.
I'm just gonna sit here and eat some chocolate because this is your section.
Oh heavens.
I'm eating some oh dear. Some Om Nom chocolate that's totally blown out. I'm sorry, guys.
It's a really cute
it's
wrapping.
It's Om Nom
but
chocolate.
But is it tasty?
It's, yes.
Okay.
65% dark milk of Tanzania.
Sure. It's cute birthday chocolate.
It is.
So, my grandparents were in town. Well, they got into town Monday, and then they stayed over Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday I was very busy, so I didn't meet up on Tuesday, because Tuesday morning at 8:30 in the morning, I had an appointment with one of my specialists. Strange little man. But that's fine. He knows his stuff, he's just a strange little man. I think I got cat hair on my nose. My nose is so itchy. I love my cat, but I am actually allergic to her, so I have to be careful about getting her fur on my face. So, I got to the appointment at 8:20. I got the bus at 8:18, which tells you that I left my house at 7 in the morning, because it's the only way that works for my bus route. Oh my gosh, do I need to live closer to downtown, as soon as possible. Because that's an early wake-up call even for me, because it means I was in the shower at 5 a.m. I'm usually not up and in the shower till 6:30. So it was an hour and a half earlier than normal.
That is gross and early.
Even for me, that's gross and early, and I get up at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. No coffee. I'd had breakfast, but no, I didn't have time for coffee, so I ran out the door. I was left sitting in the waiting room for an hour and a half.
Of course.
He was already that far behind at 8:30 in the morning. How is that even possible? You start work at 8.
Who knows?
What? Fine. So that's where I got the rest of my foot finished. Because I was only halfway up my foot. So I did half of a foot in a sock in an hour and a half, sitting in the waiting room, which, by the way, creeps out a whole bunch of people because I'm sitting there and I got my stuff stacked beside me because I take 2 chairs. I had to be out all day Tuesday. I was just taking 2 chairs. And I had my cane set just tucked in the bag. So they saw me working around. It was obviously my stuff. And working on the sock, they also saw the visual mobility cane. Oh my God, I was causing so much confusion for sighted people. It was great. So I took a photo before I tucked everything away. I went in and did my doctor's appointment, whatever. I do a lot of specialist appointments. It comes with the territory of the eye disease. And that's fine. Got out. I wasn't going to bus home, because it's an hour to bus home. And I got out at 11. My next thing was at 1. So I'm going to bus home to turn around to bus back?
Yeah, no.
No. So of course that meant I had to take my yarn to the coffee shop.
Of course.
Because that's what you do.
Obviously.
So I went to the Second Cup in the downtown, which is on Edmonton Street. And I got myself a vanilla bean latte and a vanilla scone.
Ooh.
Are we sensing the theme? I love the vanilla scones, and I love the vanilla bean line out of the Second Cup. Sat down, and I brought 2 projects. I brought my sock and I brought my shawl. So I worked on my shawl, and because it was Tuesday, I was watching the latest YouTube upload for Critical Role. Now, I watch it live on Thursday nights, because I quite enjoy. It's a bunch of voice actors who play D&D, and they do it on the Geek and Sundry Twitch stream on Thursdays, and you can see it on the Geek and Sundry YouTube channel on, like, Tuesdays and stuff. I've watched them for a while. I've fallen behind. I'm all caught up now. I finally finished the first campaign, which is good because we're into the second campaign now. And I've managed to stay up to date on the second campaign, so I'm, like, super proud of myself, you guys.
Oh, wow.
Because they're, like, 3.5 to 4.5 hour long episodes.
Yeah.
Per episode, and there's like 115 in season 1. And there's already like 11, and this will be like the 11th or 12th episode comes out on Thursday. Anyway, that was great. I signed into the free Wi-Fi, I had my tablet open, I was watching that, not because I hadn't already seen it, but because I had to see some parts of it again, because it just really made me laugh on Thursday, so I wanted to watch it the same way, like Tuesday coming up this week, I'll be doing the same thing. I'll be rewatching it because I like the actors, and I like the characters that they portray, and I like that interpersonal building between characters that has happened. By the way, Critical Role is solely to blame for the reason I'm DMing again. I had successfully managed to stop that level of crazy, which isn't happening anymore. That level of crazy has returned. It's a lot. There's so much in my brain that's not even funny. My eyeballs are getting huge just thinking about how much stuff's crammed in my head right now. But I was working on my shawl, because I know the pattern, and I'm just doing it to double check to make sure everything that I've written down is mathematically correct. And I have somebody else checking my grammar, because sometimes when you do something repetitively, you miss things, you skip things, you jump over stuff, because you're like, everybody knows that. Well, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the point of retesting this. So now it's Tuesday and it's 12, and I've been to 2 places with my knitting. That's not all the places I went to. Like, I was busy Tuesday, guys. I went to the Knit and Nosh down at Across the Board. I wasn't going to go too closer to one, but I got hungry. So it's like, nah, now I'm going to go have lunch. And Across the Board does some amazing food. So I went,
have good food.
oh my god, it's so good. So I went early. I was like, whatever, I'll just be early. It's not the end of the world. I'll sit down and I'll have my lunch, and I'll knit in public by myself. Oh no, I do it all the time. It doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I ordered lunch. So then, of course, I had to take a picture of my lunch to tease my mother, because I'm a vegetarian. Like, I eat meat, but it's like once or twice every couple of weeks. I'm not a big meat eater anymore. So I had a vegetarian wrap. I had the vegetarian salad. Like, I had a salad, which no meat on it's obviously vegetarian. So I took a picture, and I said, "Watch out, Mom, the veggies are coming for you." You can actually see on my personal Instagram. These are headed your way. So I did that, and then I knitted with the ladies there, and they're a great group of ladies. There's actually going to be a Thursday evening one.
I know, but I have D&D on Thursdays.
Well, I can't help you with that.
I know.
I'll go with the other ladies. So there's that. So I don't know if I'll go to all of the Thursday evening ones, but for sure I'll be doing the Tuesday afternoon ones, because those ones I can get to and from on my own. So they're hosting that. You don't have to pay the fee to come in Across the Board, but you sit down and you have something to eat, and you knit, and you chat with other people who are knitters or learning to be knitters. Super cool. So I really enjoy it. They've got a Facebook group and stuff, everything set up, so that's really cool.
Yeah, no, I've been stalking them on Facebook. I'm like, why did it have to be Thursday?
I don't know. Why does your D&D have to be Thursday?
Why does everything have to be Thursday? I want to watch Critical Role, and I want to...
You could do that if you got home, because it's not till 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 p.m. our time.
D&D is 5:30 till like 9:30 at work.
Get Twitch on your phone,
But
so you can watch it on the way home.
But I'm playing D&D. Can't watch it. Also, I get a ride home with somebody from D&D, so... can't really be watching that.
I'm free Thursday evenings. My partner even knows better. He doesn't phone because I get irritated with him. I don't bug you while you're doing your stuff. Why do you bug me while I'm doing mine? Stop. It'd be like me phoning him on a Friday night to talk for 45 minutes for no reason. Don't do it. I just don't do it. I know better. So that's fine. That's just Tuesday. There are other days in the week. Monday had gone with me to my doctor's appointment. I have a lot of appointments. Wednesday, my knitting came out with me for lunch with my grandparents. I didn't know I was going for lunch, so my sister called, and by called I mean she sent me a text at like 11 o'clock. I'm sitting at home in my pajamas doing my schoolwork. Hair, I got up, I'd showered, I'd made my hair was still in a bun, super wet. Like I towel dry it and I throw it in a bun and I leave it there all day. No makeup, no bra, no nothing. Just literally my pajamas, sitting at my kitchen table, doing my notes for my schoolwork. I hear my phone go off. Well, I looked at it, because whatever. It's what we all do. We're programmed to look at our phones now. So my sister, well, she doesn't generally text me in the daytime, so I'll reply. I'll open it up. I'm going to be home in 10 minutes and we're going for lunch with Grandma. Okay. So I went from in my pajamas, no makeup, hair up messy and wet in a bun, to makeup on, dressed, bag packed, boots on, and ready to walk out the door.
Not bad.
I was hauling keister that day. Thank heavens I've got project bags, so I can literally run, as Jasmine from the Knitmore Girls would say, screaming out the door. Because that's what I was doing, because we had to haul butt to get there. So I knitted on that while I was having lunch with Grandma and Grandpa and our cousin Barb. Which is hilarious, because my mom's name is also Barb, so I know two Barb Douglases.
That's not confusing at all.
My dad's name is Ian, and Barb's son's name is Ian. It works out so well.
Which was some different names.
Oh, it was just hilarious because two of the new girls for the knit club, like the knit meeting up on Tuesdays, are Barb and Barb. I'm like, well, those names I'll remember. And those names I gotta know.
Oh dear.
That was good. So by about Thursday, I was done going out. Done. I still went out and did a bunch of errand running and stuff, but I left my knitting at home. That's what my knitting has done this week. It's gone everywhere.
I went places and did stuff, but there was no knitting.
That's all the places my knitting went, and I worked on it.
Well, alright then. Would you care for some chocolate?
No, thank you.
Okay. We are on to... You were doing some sewing.
I did a lot of sewing this week. In lieu of the fact... No, that's not the wordage I want to use. Because I visit my mom for a month in the spring, I lose about a month's worth of working time. My sister has committed and has started doing the painting stuff that she needs to do the craft sale tables in the spring and the summer. So we're going to do that this spring, and over the summer we're going to be doing craft tables together. She'll be bringing her painting, and I'll have production knitting, and I'll have my bags and stuff with me. So I obviously need to finish some projects up. Now I've got my nice upper end pretty bags, but I want to have things like the aromatherapy eye bags and the magic bags, which you can microwave, those things, and dishcloths and smaller bags and like little stuffed animals for little people, because little people also like to shop at craft markets. And it's always kind of boring when you're stuck there with your mom. She's always doing all the shopping. It's all adult boring stuff. So I wanted to have non-adult boring stuff. Now, I mean, as an adult, I don't find it boring. I do, however, have an 11-year-old niece who was just recently at that age where adult stuff was boring. Still kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been making things at her request to go on the craft table. Because she's like, well, Annie Jocelyn, not everybody likes to shop for purses. Blasphemy in my mind. But fine. There's no understanding the logic of an 11-year-old. We'll go with it. But our first craft market is the week after I get home.
That is very soon.
You guys, I have been cutting out fabric, pinning, sewing, and ironing, because you have to press your seams flat, for at least 30 hours this week. I do school for 40 hours a week, so we're already at like 70 hours of just work between school, sewing, and my knitting.
So you sleep when?
I don't, which is why I fell asleep on the floor Friday night.
Ah, okay. It's making more sense now.
I also sew for myself, because I am a 5'10" tall woman who likes maxi dresses. and really long skirts, and they just don't come in a length that fits me. Unless I want a specialty order from the UK. And I don't. I love the UK, but I do not want all of my clothing to come from the UK.
Gets expensive pretty fast.
Shipping's a little much, and it's fine if you order more than 1 or 2 things at a time, but I don't. Like, I only find, like, one thing I like.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, And I want to try Shakti, the Shakti website. That you order stuff.
Shakti? Yeah.
Shakti, yeah. And see if I like them, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet, because I haven't seen anything on there that I really like, and I want to order, like, 2 dresses, or a dress and a shirt to try them out.
Makes sense.
So until I find, like, 2 that I like, it's not going to happen. Which is fine. I will eventually find 2 that I like. It will happen. And then that'll get ordered. So I'm doing that, but I'm sort of starting to prep my spring-summer stuff. So tunic dresses, or, well, technically they're dresses at a junior size height range, which are tunic length, which are t-shirts for me. World's easiest hack.
Alright.
Right length, I don't have to add anything to it, I just have to make it in my size. I can do that. Leggings and bags and stuff. So, like, my poor sewing machine should have, like, smoke coming out of it. I've been using it so much this week. And I love sewing, so this is not a problem. I am not a huge fan of pressing. I find it very methodical and tedious. Necessary. Super necessary. Otherwise your stuff looks awful. But very tedious. So, I literally have to get all of my work done before April the 20th because that's when I fly out to visit my mom.
Good luck.
First week I'm back. Well, I can take my schoolwork with me and I can take my knitting with me, and they'll most certainly be traveling with me. I cannot do assignments while I'm gone because I'm not taking my makeup kit with me, and that's a beefer of a kit at this point. And I'm not taking my sewing machine with me because that'd be crazy. There's a level of crazy I do not prescribe to, and that's it. So my sewing won't happening and my assignments won't happening, but I can continue to watch lectures and take notes, and I can continue to work on my knitting projects. So that's fine. I can still get some stuff done. The vast majority of my first week back is always those backlog of emails when you're on vacation. There'll be other stuff that'll have crept up that I'll have to go do with friends and family that are here in the city that I haven't been doing because I've been out of the city. I might want to see my partner at some point. We're barely managing once every 2 weeks right now. We're very busy people. So it's like, let's try to get as much done as I can before I go.
Makes sense.
So then I can have a little bit of breathing room. Because you also have the logistics of what do you do with an 11-year-old daughter while you and her mom are selling stuff. So we have to make sure we have stuff to keep her entertained while she's technically working the booth with us.
Right.
And I have to confirm all of these bookings for the summer and the fall while I'm out of town.
You have fun with that.
My life's crazy complicated. But that's my sewing. Theoretically, in the next couple of weeks, I'll probably, just before I go, I will... Because, like, we record at my place, like, the week before I leave.
Sure.
Or the...
I don't know.
I don't know. I know one...
I'm not looking at a calendar. I don't know.
I don't know. But the last time we're at my place, I'll show everything up. And because I've been working on those, I've been working on the project bags and stuff for the Etsy shop. So I will tentatively say that I will have the Etsy shop up and running before I go. Only because my sister has said she would drop things off in the mail for me as they sell. So it is now a thing I'm going to try to get done before I leave so that it's up and running.
All right, then.
I'm adding more to my plate.
You have fun with that. I'll just be chilling over here.
Uh-huh.
I'll maybe take up sewing one day.
How busy are your weekends?
I'm clearing them out because I'm starting to get a stress response from a lack of introvert alone time. So, not. And they're going to stay that way.
As much as you can swing?
Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna back that down to 1 going out a day.
You don't mean
or
you're not gonna
one
do?
Going out a weekend instead of like 8?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I usually try for 1 thing every day that takes me out of the house. Just 1. More if I have to. I can't pick appointments and events and stuff sometimes, so that's a thing, especially with specialists. But when I can, I prefer to have like just 1 thing I have to go do during the day or in the evening that requires me to be out of the house.
Yeah, I've been doing too much stuff. It's
That's
been a very persistent eye twitch this week. I'm like, oh hey, this is a stress-related eye twitch.
What about panic attacks? You can have mine.
No,
No?
but that's
Sure?
why I'm backing off now before I hit that point.
Fair enough. But that's it for sewing.
All right. We have some wool gathering. I have some wool
We
gathering.
do.
Do you have wool gathering?
I do.
Okay.
You
I
wanna
have
go
gathered
first?
wool.
I've talked a lot.
I didn't show off my birthday acquisitions.
Well, no, it's because we were at my place last time.
Yeah, I didn't want to drag this bag with me. So, my mom got me some craft buttons that I can decorate things with, I think. They don't seem super solid, so I don't think I'd want to use them on a sweater or something, but I could easily paint them and decorate a hat with them.
Cool.
I have the aforementioned Wool gift card from my friend who knows that I like to knit and doesn't know what to get me. So, here.
Gift cards are perfect.
I also got this cute little ball of cotton, so I don't know what it's going to be, but it's cute.
Knit your own dishcloth.
I think probably, yeah. I think that's 1 dishcloth or 2.
I have no idea. I work in giant balls of yarn.
It's 1 or 2 dishcloths. Anyway.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Might be 2.
I was sort of tempted to make a giant pom-pom out of it.
That's fair.
I probably won't, but I'm kind of tempted.
You're a pom-pom person. That's completely fair.
I'm a fan of a well-placed pom-pom.
Okay.
I don't need superfluous pom-poms.
Random pom. Look, they look so cool, but I just don't like them on hats.
That's fair. Let's see. And then I've got some Loops and Threads Charisma. I believe these are the same colors that you got.
Possible. What color way is it?
Is this the Northern Lights that don't look like Northern Lights? Yes, it is.
In which case, yes, it is.
And dark purple. But I was thinking when you have that shawl design.
Done?
Yeah.
Yep.
That might be a thing.
Absolutely.
So, we'll see. We'll see.
What's the thing? I'm actually talking with a lady about maybe possibly making another shawl here on a quick succession and turnaround that is hero themed for a book collection she's putting together.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be so cool. Like, I could definitely do a hero themed one.
This
Not nerdy enough.
is a super cute little... There we go.
I love your description for the people who listen to us on audio podcasts. Every episode I say it, because every episode it's true.
Okay, this is a pin.
There you go.
I was getting there. This is a cute little pin that is etching. What was the art? What's the art form? It's a hand drawing. There we go. It's an original piece of art, hand drawn, etched, and inked, crafted from ivory that once graced a piano key.
Oh yeah, they're the reclaimed piano keys.
Yeah, so it's
That's
like
really cool.
the top of a reclaimed piano key, and it's been etched and inked to be a little bit of knitting with a ball of yarn, and it's really cute.
Very cute.
So I need to remember that it's there and decorate something with it. I'm going to leave that out, actually.
Well, it's a pin. You can put it on one of your project bags.
Oh, I could. I'm not very gentle with my project bags, though. I'd feel better if I actually put it on something I was wearing.
That's fair.
And then I have one more thing of yarn.
The lapel on your coat.
I could do that, yes. I have a Karen Big Cake Pistachio Macaron. And it is 2 shades of blue, a yellowy green, and a gray striping.
It's really, the gradient balls are huge.
Massive.
They're wonderful.
Might also try making your shawl out of one of these.
That's totally fair because I haven't done that out of a gradient ball, and I'd love to see how it works up in the pre-done gradient skeins for people.
So, and then if I wanted to make like a really enormous thing, I still have the other one that I got for Christmas.
Oh my gosh, that's right, because you haven't used any of yours yet.
I haven't, so I could potentially have, how much is in here? This is 300 grams, which is approximately how many yards? 603 yards or 551 meters.
Yeah, that's a decent sized shawl. And
I can put an entire kilometer of yarn.
Yes, you can.
Together.
That is a crap ton of yarn.
Yes, I believe. In fact, a metric crap ton.
A metric crap ton, yeah.
As opposed to an imperial crap ton.
Yes, well, we're Canadian, so we're metric.
Yeah.
As often as we can swing it, it still sounds more natural to say 5'10" than 180 centimeters.
Yeah, it does.
Now, being Canadian, you probably should know both of your measurements, because technically you're metric, though you do a lot of stuff in imperial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same way where I know my bust size in inches and in centimeters.
Makes sense.
Things you know, because you learn both.
Because America.
Because, well, America's not the only place in the world that's imperial.
No, but most places are actually metric.
Nowadays, yes. I mean,
So?
I'm not saying they're not wrong. I'm just saying they're not the only ones.
What's your wool gathering?
Comments and notes on podcasts I have been watching or listening to this week.
Oh, yes, please.
So,
Give me more things I don't have time to listen to.
absolutely. I caught the Grocery Girls live
Oh.
because I saw that notification on my phone and went, wow, stop what you're doing right now, which was watching the Fiber Friends podcast. And immediately flip over to the Grocery Girls and then go back to the Fiber Friends later, which is exactly what I did. They're doing a sweater palooza this year.
Sweater palooza.
Where they're inviting everybody to comment, show their work on their sweaters, and make sweaters with them this year. And I'm like, oh, dude, sweater garments are like at the top of the list of stuff I want to make and I'm currently making. So I'm all gangbusters. I'm in on that because sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
We review a lot of books with sweaters because we both like them.
Yes, I
So-
do plan on making a sweater this year, but that's going to be a fall project.
So we now have a thread to add our photos to and talk and get ideas from and inspiration.
Oh, excellent.
This is a thing that's important. I wrote notes and I'm going to look at them, which is going to make me look ridiculous, but, you know, whatever. Oh, yeah, and the Fiber Friends have a Friday night knit group on Facebook, which I participate in as many Fridays as I can. And they're starting a sweater cow on April the 1st. So, in the land of wishes, and where magic decks always do exactly what they're supposed to, I'm going to magically finish my Zadie sweater, which is a boxy sweater, in time for April the 1st to cast on the flax sweater, which is the next one I want to work on. Which I already have the yarn for, and it's already caked and ready to go.
You're not finishing that by April 1st.
Gosh, no, but I can pretend that I can.
Like, if you knit only on that, you might get the body done.
Yeah, I've got a really big boob set to go around, I know. But I can hope. I might just cast on the flax anyway.
Do it. Why not? Add to the more of your whips that cover your entire coffee table.
There's 15 of them.
Yeah, well, what's one more?
Pretty much at this point. And it doesn't bother me, so Alright, and then the Cozy Up with the Stitch and Sisters are starting a cotton cowl. And I love knitting in cotton in the spring and summer months. So, talking with the mom, because you really have to talk with mom before you order for Creek Garden Crafts, because she's primarily who you knit for in cotton, if you're
Right.
me. We're going to do an order from Creek Garden Crafts, a couple of skeins, and they're designing a crescent-shaped shawl. That's a summer shawl. And I love the design, and they're calling it Dropping It Like It's Hot.
Nice.
It involves drop stitches, which is incredibly scary to me because I can't see what I'm doing. So it's super big guesswork, which means it's high on my list of shit I want to do because it is super frightening to me. And I figure I'll work on that while I'm out visiting my mom because I can do about a shawl in a week. If that's all I knit, I can do a shawl in a week, which means I could knit my mom a shawl and then knit myself a shawl. And order some cotton yarn. And Creek Garden Crafts does the Pima cotton, which is a beautiful cotton to work in, and they do some amazing colorways. They got one called Watermelon. It's such a it is watermelon, is what it is. I must own it. And it's back in the shop now, so I need to find out what colors Mom wants and get my order. Maybe I should have had coffee. Oh. Okay, and then the other thing they're doing is the Stephen West knit along, which I'm not currently participating in, but that's going to change shortly. And because I don't have to cast anything on for that, though don't get me wrong, I do want to do my exploration station as soon as possible. I don't have the colors for it yet, so I can't start it. I do have my Speckle and Pop Mystery knit along that I have not finished. That I can work on for that. We both should have had coffee. But that's really it. It's just sort of wool gathering is where I sort of stick the things where it's like, I know I'm going to be working on those sorts of projects. Like, I love to work on cotton in the spring and summer. And I have Stephen West pattern and a Stephen West project I want to complete. So these cows fit into stuff I'm already either currently working on or I want to work on. And I'm making that flax sweater. It's happening. And it's happening really quickly. Because I don't want to work on a sweater in the summertime, but I want to have a couple sweaters done shortly. And I want to have, that way in the fall I can start a few more.
I mean, it's Winnipeg. You can probably work on sweaters till June and you'll be fine.
Nope, I get too hot.
Could be one of those years where we have a snow day in June.
Yeah, it's not very common. If it
It's
happens,
not, but it
I'll
could
work on my
happen.
sweater if it does happen.
It
But
could happen.
usually by about May, my heavy stuff goes away, and I work strictly on fingering because otherwise I get too warm when I'm working on it 'cause it's in my lap. Remember, I run warm. I'm sleeping in a bedroom that is just under 15 degrees Celsius right now because I have a small kitten. She's not small, but she's my kitten. I don't want her to be cold. I'm already sleeping with my legs out from the covers under a sheet with no comforter. By myself. Run warm. I have always run warm.
Time. My goodness. I want to be warm.
Which is weird because when I'm cold, I don't know what to do because it's not very common. And usually only when the wind gets in and underneath your coat layers.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. Nobody's warm at that point.
Yeah. Like today.
Yeah, I wore my windbreaker jackety because I didn't want my wind up underneath my coat because that's just makes everyone miserable.
Yep.
But that's my wool gathering.
All right. We've got some events.
Sure, oh boy, do we ever.
Okay, so let's start with the ones that we're running.
Well, we're running Year of the Sock, which is going to run from January to December of this year. Every month, for every pair of completed socks you make, you get an entry into a draw at the end of the year. I may be bad at keeping track of the threads and starting and closing them, but I have been writing down people's names and how many entries they're making every month into a spreadsheet.
I'm glad you're on that.
I am on that. And it's literally your name copied and pasted in a different piece of a spread Excel sheet for every time you have an entry. And then I'm literally going to print all those pages, and I'm literally throwing it in a hat. Just to keep my brain sane. That is what I'm doing. It takes like 5 minutes every month, and I sit down and I just go, oh, Terry finished her socks. Oh, Cindy finished her socks. Oh, you know, and you go, that's it. That's all I need to do. Oh, Diana did. Oh, Diana can't enter.
Darn.
And it goes in the spreadsheet, and I mark down what month I'm at in the bottom corner, so I know what month I've completed to, and then I move on, and I forget about it for another 30 days. Beautiful. It's simple, it's gorgeous, it's easy. Please keep them coming. No, I haven't closed any of the threads down. I don't care. This is a super chillax knit along. We're going to be knitting socks all year. If you want to finish socks in July and count them for January, February, March, and April, go for it. I'm probably not going to have closed those threads. You started them in January, you finish them in August. Sure. Throw them in either August or January. Your choice.
All right.
Sock making should not be a frustration.
No.
They're beautiful, standard, wonderful knit to have, but they can be frustrating for people, especially if you've got deadlines. Nah, not worried about it. I mean, at the end of the year, yeah, I will close December's thread, and I will close, and then that'll be done. But I'm really not that picky about the rest of it, because life is busy. People are busy. People have small children. People have jobs. People have social lives.
I definitely have February, March socks.
That's fine.
January socks, and I have March socks. There are no February socks.
I mean, by the end of the year, I'll have all 12 pairs done. Am I going to have them done on time every month? No. No. I'm a busy human being. In the summer, we've got this thing called Jazz Festival, and Icon, and C4 in the fall, and I'm traveling, and I'm...
And I'm going to DEF CON, and
you
maybe
got
Burning Man, and a honeymoon.
I've got several weddings already. I'm like, I don't have time for this. I have my niece this summer. No, It's loosey-goosey, and that's the way I like it. And since we're running it, we can do it however we want.
Yeah.
That's the bonus. On the bright side, it makes it easy for you. So yeah, if you're worried about it, message me. I mean, odds are really good. I'll probably go, yeah, no, it's fine, go for it.
Pretty much.
Really chillaxed about this stuff. The other one we're running, it's technically supposed to end at the end of the month.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's our podcast anniversary knit along, because you'll notice we do this weekly, and we are now at episode 54.
We just passed a year, you guys.
So to celebrate, we're having a knit along where you can knit anything by Shannon Cook, #VeryShannon on Instagram, and #HappyPodNKP2018.
Jocelyn's got hers done. Jocelyn's been done hers since February.
Yes. I'm approaching halfway.
I was really enjoying the knit, so I just kind of kept going. And I really, this is my first crescent shawl. So I did the Freya shawl, obviously by Shannon Cook. And I did it out of 100% alpaca, one in a dark cocoa brown, and one in a natural beige, like that natural white beigey color. So that was really cool. The bind off, okay, I did this at a small size. So it called for like a 5mm needle, but because I was doing mine out of 100% alpaca, and my God, does alpaca grow. I did it on a 4mm. This is still a significant sized crescent shawl. So I would say like go down in alpaca or a superwash merino. because that's another one that grows
Mm.
quite significantly. But if you've got one of the, or you have an acrylic that doesn't grow, go for it. Like knit acrylic, do it up. Go to the 5mm, so that way you've got that size, because you don't get this kind of growth in an acrylic shawl. So I've been living in this shawl since I finished it. I love it so much.
I stole it bravely. It was great.
You did. So is Chantel, who's a girlfriend of ours. Every once in a while, she sees me in my shawl and just like wraps herself up in it, tucks herself in, and she's a small lady, so she fits in like under my arms. I'm just always like, hello. I seem to have grown something extra up the front of me. Oh no, wait, it's just someone trying to steal my shawl again.
Anyways, the knit along. If you want to enter for prizing, there is an FO thread on our Ravelry group.
There is. Post photos or it doesn't count.
Yep, photos of your finished object or a link to your project page will also do.
Indy, I want to see that sweater.
And I was going to say something else about that. Oh yes, it'll be done at the end of March or when I finish my Rivers wrap, which will probably not be the end of March. It'll probably be some way into April.
No,
so you got a little bit of time.
You got time.
Okay.
If you get it done before I go on holidays, we'll take a picture of both our wraps and that'll close out the thread.
Sounds good.
If not...
I think I can manage that.
Yeah, because I don't leave till the 20th, so yeah, you've got some time. So if we do that, then that'll officially close it out, and we will draw when I get back.
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Yes. And we have some skeins from Noble Ruby Designs and Cloud9 Fiberworks for that,
yes,
and also some of the super stylish Northern Knits podcast mugs.
I've also completed a project bag and some markers to go in there as well too. So it's a beefy prize, you guys.
It's gonna be fancy.
It's gonna be good.
I'm jealous.
And yes, they're really nice skeins of yarn. So that is that for us. I am not. Am I actively participating in anything right now?
I don't know. Are you?
I've got to think about it really hard. Nope, not till the 1st of April.
I think we talked about the various knit-alongs. Oh, there's the, because yep, the Stitch and Sisters are doing All in the Family.
Yes, but I'm not actively working on that one right now because it's a year-long one.
Right.
And the next one is the Katie Shawl, and I'm not casting on the Katie Shawl till I am done my design for my own pattern. So I will be working on that while I'm on holidays.
All right.
I have till December for that one, you guys. And they also only have 2 of the 4 sisters released, so I've got some time.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to Knit City in the fall?
I am going to Knit City in the fall. We're doing Stash Dash in the summer.
Yep.
We're doing the Manitoba Fiber Festival in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And shortly, and by shortly I mean June, we're going to have to start planning stuff for 2019 if we want to do any traveling for any of the bigger events.
Right.
Because I need to book that stuff that far in advance.
Okay.
Otherwise, we've got stuff that's coming up. I mean, there are things we always do. The Grinch along.
Trying really hard this year with the socks.
Oh yeah.
Get all the socks done.
It'll be great. So there are other things that are coming, but those are sort of the next big looming thing for us is Stash Dash.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is great, because boy, do I have a stash that I need to dash. No joke, you guys.
Yeah, I saw that Michael's trip the other day.
Jocelyn bought more yarn. It's not my fault. Sherry took me to the yarn store. Specifically, that's all production knitting yarn. So it's all for hats and mitts and scarves for the craft tables. So it's all work yarn. But that's okay. I still enjoyed shopping. My sister was buying canvases and stuff, so we packed her little car full. She's got a little 2-door hatchback. Barely had space for her daughter.
Nice.
Who we immediately picked up, turned around, like she literally put her foot in the door and we said, "Get in the car!" And she went, "Snack!" Because she's 11 and growing. So we literally like had her snack in her hands, and she was back up there, so we had to go to the pet store to buy pet food.
Right.
Which also included pet toys, not just for mine, and cookies for the dogs.
Of course.
Then we got back home in time for them to dump me out. It felt like slowing down, and I dived out side of the car. I had to go in and deal with the pets because the puppies needed their cookies.
Of course.
And they got a new rope pulley because they're 95 pounds and 85 pounds respectively, so they have rope pulls. And then I went downstairs and had wet cat food for my cat, which we'd actually gone there for, and a new bunny toy. It's a super soft, stuffy bunny thing with catnip in the belly. Yeah, she's been carrying that around all week. And then she looks at me because it's a really soft bunny. And I'm like, no, that's your bunny. she thinks I'm going to take it away from her because it's like roughly the same size as some of my other little stuffies that I don't let her play with. But I'm like, no, that's yours. It's fine. So I had all that fun too. Yeah, because they turned around and they went back out because it was parent-teacher conference because next week is spring break.
Right.
So we thought my week was complicated before the kids home for spring break next week. We don't overschedule her. So like she's got some stuff she goes and she does every week. And she's got a couple of things that she usually does on holidays. Like she usually goes to her great-grandparents for a couple of days. When she goes is dependent on when her cousin comes back. Because my grandparents, her great-grandparents, are respectively 79 and 80. They don't want 2 kids under the age of 13 in their house. That's a lot of kid at 80.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kid at 80.
That's a lot of kid anyway.
That's a lot of kid at 30, never mind 80. So they were asking if she could come out when her cousin comes home. And we were like, yeah, sure. Just give us a call when the cousin gets picked up. And we'll figure out if we can get her out there for a couple of days so she can visit her great-grandparents. Not a lot of kids grow up with great-grandparents, so we really try to, and gives us a break, ship her off to her great-grandparents and to her grandparents as often as we can swing it, because we know not all children get grandparents, or especially great-grandparents this late into their things. So we send her out as often as we can so that she can get that visiting and get that sort of special time in before she doesn't have great-grandparents and doesn't have grandparents, because she's not always going to. I mean, having said that, I want my mother to live forever so I can laugh at her. And I don't want to lose my mother. She's my best friend. But I know logically that that's not how that works.
Sadly,
she will not be around. Yeah, she won't be around forever. So I want her to be able to enjoy her grandparents and her great-grandparents. I had great-grandparents till I was 12. They're great-grandmothers, but I had 2 great-grandmothers till I was about 12.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I still have grandparents, and I'm in my late 30s. I am actually 35.
Yeah, I have no grandparents.
Yeah. So it's just like, and some kids don't, and some people don't, so. That's my thing. I have now digressed so many times it's not even funny. It's probably good we didn't give me coffee. It would just be worse.
So I think we've wrapped up events.
We have. We do stuff.
Yes. We do stuff like review magazines.
We do.
Segway!
Jocelyn was at Shoppers Drug Mart waiting for a very expensive face cream, which I hope to never have to purchase again.
So this is Weekend Knits by Rowan.
I've never bought a Rowan one. It's not a magazine. It's a mini book collection.
Pretty much, yeah.
It is gorgeous. Having said that, I will probably buy more. So pretty.
It's the Weekend Knits 2017 edition, specifically.
Yeah, it was at the tail end of it, so like you can't pick it up. Well, you can until like the 28th of this month.
It says display until the 19th.
So yeah, then no, you can't pick it up anymore because it's after the 19th of March.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Because some yarn stores might still have it.
Probably, yeah.
And that's okay. And if not, in a few months or in a year, it'll be available on Ravelry. Yep.
Alright, so.
22 classic knits, they say.
Instant classics, specifically.
Yeah, I'm not going with that. 22 of them.
There's, I don't know, it's nice. This is super not my style. Rowan stuff tends to super not be my style.
Which is fair. It is very much my style.
Specifically the sleeves. All these things have really baggy sleeves, and I just don't like baggy sleeves.
I do. But I have beefy man muscly arms.
I've got skinny little nothing wrists. I like my sleeves to fit close so that I don't get cold.
That's fair. I also modify sleeves, and I find it really easy to modify a sleeve so that it's more fitted to balance things out. I, however, love me a good sweater pattern. So, we know I liked a lot of patterns in there. Rather than, I don't know, how many did you like? 2. 2? Okay, well, let's just talk about the 2 you liked and see.
Alright.
Because I liked, 8.
So starting on page 42, it's not even a sweater.
That's fine. I liked a lot of the cardigan things, too.
I'm just going to flip back a couple pages and find the photo pages. There we go.
They do some dang nice photos, you guys.
I liked the Bella snood.
Yeah?
Because what the heck is a snood?
I had no idea.
It's the cowly thing in these pictures.
It's a cowl and a long cardigan.
Yeah, I feel pretty mad about the coat, but I like the cowl. It looks big and thick and cozy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
It's one of the patterns that I liked, because could you imagine that cardigan cowl set on my height?
Yes, that would look very good.
Yep. I would make some adjustments, because I am not a fan of belts. If you've not heard my belt rant, ask. I will give you one. But it will take very little to no modifications for me to put a zipper in there.
This is true.
And then, presto blamo, I can zip it up, and it's useful. Also, the snood sounds hilarious and looks comfy as all snot. And I'm thinking in like a nice deep gray, like a slate gray.
It's a snood. I thought that was a good word.
I don't know. It's a cowl. It's a really good squishy cowl.
Yes.
So I'm all about that, but... What was the other one you liked?
The other one I liked was Ellie?
L-L-E.
E-L-L-E.
L.
L.
Yeah. Because Ellie would be I-E.
That's true. So it's this thick cardigan jackety thing.
For the office?
Yeah. It looks like a nice sort of almost fancy but also really comfy sort of a deal.
You guys, I even liked the rib patterns in this magazine.
Oh yeah, you don't like ribbing.
Not as a general rule of thumb, no.
Yeah, I have no issues with ribbing. Ribbing is fine.
It's because I can't count to 2.
Well, then you just have to do 1 by 3.
Okay, apparently. I love how you're holding it up. It's got full-length sleeves. It's open face.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Poor
I'm sorry,
people,
audio people. I'm sorry. Full-length sleeves. It has a collar and it has buttons and it is fitted. No, it's not.
No, it doesn't have as much positive ease as a bunch of the other patterns. So I'd say
no,
like,
it's not fitted.
It's
I looked at the schematic. It's not fitted.
yeah. It's not as boxy as some of the other patterns, but it can be.
It looks comfy.
But the other one I would probably mention is the cover photo, because it is a chunky turtleneck.
Let's see. That's on page 26.
26? This is in the 20s or 30s. It's one of the ones I liked. I mean, obviously it's my pattern book now because I bought it. But that in a deep kind of cherry red, like brick red.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, it would.
A smidge longer, but that's just because I'm pretty sure that model is probably not rocking 17 inches from underarm to upper hip. That's probably just me. Which is fine, and obviously longer on the sleeves to make it match. But that's a winter turtleneck that Jocelyn wears. That's the kind of sort of thick, chunky wool that I like. Because let's be honest, I may run warm, but I also walk in minus 40 degrees Celsius weather. To do that, and if I wear it with a pair of slim black pants and my knee-high boots, I look very Jocelyn-y.
Yep.
Very Jocelyn-like, but very classy, which is kind of... It fits into that style that I like. And while it's a boxy-ish sweater, it's got very clean lines. There's not a lot of frou-frou or detail floating around on it.
This is true.
And
I do quite like this rib pattern. It looks just a little bit fancy.
I love it, and it's a rib pattern, which says something. I would fiddle around a bit with the positive ease on it. I would buy for the biggest size, but I would make it slightly smaller so I've got a bit more fit going on. Which is exactly what I'm doing with my Zadie sweater.
That works.
Yeah, that way I have a bit more style and fit to it, but that's only because there's a very large ratio between the size of my bust and the size of my ribcage, and I am currently working on increasing that ratio. So I'll find that that's going to be the best way for me to do shaping without actually having to do shaping.
Makes sense.
So it'll be a little snug around the girls, but be nice and loose underneath, which means I can put a t-shirt on underneath it, which is generally about all I do layer-wise, is a t-shirt, a sweater, my coat.
Yeah.
Doing that out of, oh yeah, or a tweed. See, my brain's already going. I want sweaters that fit, and I found problems with the commercial sweaters, so this whole making sweater thing is just huge in my brain.
Oh yeah.
Super excited about it.
What else did you like?
Oh, like tons. We'll be at this forever if we do it. Probably the only other one I would probably mention is the Ellie or Quinn, which is at the back of the book.
Okay. Are you a Quinn? No, that's Chloe.
Chloe's not bad. A lot of them I like, and I would make little changes to it to make it fit my body, height, and patterning, but that's just... It's sort of like the joy of knitting your own sweater. Is that's what you get to do. It's like making your own clothes. You get to make what you see, but you make it so it fits you better. So I make T-length dresses, and they're mid-thigh dresses. I make junior-sized tunic dresses, and they're my long dresses to wear, or long t-shirts to wear with my leggings and stuff. So I get to fiddle with things, and then I get to pick exactly the color, pattern, and stuff I want.
Oh, there is an Ellie. Okay.
There is an Ellie, yeah.
Oh, and Quinn. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is L-E.
So E-L-L-I-E. I like the names on them. They're really cool. I would make the sleeves longer and give them thumb holes.
Ooh.
You're with me?
Yeah. So this is, I also do not mind this one. I didn't write it down though. But it has nice long fitted sleeves and just a nice open front cardigan.
Oh man, I'm a sucker for a cardigan. Love me cardigans. I own 1 billion and I want 1 million more. But you do that, and then you make it interesting by making it out of a funky color. Now, I mean, obviously, these are all photos in neutral grays and beiges and whites, which, by the way, yes, more, all the time, do it up. That way, if you're not super good at replacing the color out, it's a very easy base to work around.
Mm-hmm.
But you do that, and then you do it out of those Brooklyn tweeds we're always seeing.
Yeah?
Yeah. How pretty would that be?
I can see that.
Yeah. Jocelyn's love of bright, bold colors.
And then the Quinn, hey, surprise, it's another turtleneck.
Listen.
It's a tunic length turtleneck, look at that.
I like turtlenecks. And I like tunic lengths. And I'm thinking like a cobalt blue color.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah, I could wear it with my gray leggings. Or a deep chocolate brown color.
Wow, this camera's having really a lot of trouble with the white balance here. I'm just gonna put that down.
It's simple, but or you do it with make it for you, and you make it in a nice gray neutral, or again a brown neutral or a beige neutral, whatever neutral you want, and then hey look, all those brightly patterned tights you like to wear.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Then you're super comfy and classy at the same time, because there's no reason you cannot be both.
The sleeves are so baggy.
You change the sleeves out for a slimmer fit sleeve. We know how.
I suppose, yeah.
I just need you to make one so we've got the right measurements going on. And then we just take the sleeve you like and put it on different sweaters.
Fair enough. I think I basically just need to pick a sweater and knit it. And
the math is a little more complicated than that, but not by much.
I'm thinking in the fall I will knit myself a flax.
Sure. We'll get to watch how the progress goes because I'm casting mine on the 1st of April. Theoretically, I feel so bad because Red is so far ahead of me on this Zadie sweater, and I started it like months ago. So
yeah, well, you've also finished like half a dozen other largish things in the meantime.
Yeah, I have been finishing stuff, so that's not a problem. And I was talking to the ladies when I posted the photo in the Knit Club on Friday nights, and they're like, ah! And I'm like, but none of those projects are older than a year. I have some that are creeping up on the year marker. Sometime late spring, early summer, they'll be at a year mark. But I don't have anything on my needles older than a year anymore. That's pretty darn impressive. No idea where I'm looking. All I see is light. Okay. But yeah, I mean, overall, the font was beautiful. I could read it.
Clean, minimalist, neutral design, so you can see everything clearly.
It showcased exactly what it was supposed to showcase. The knits. Oh, yes. Oh, it's beautiful. Clean and crisp. That's so up my alley. I loved the measurement taking section in the back. Did you read that section?
I skimmed through it. It seems very, very useful. It has a section about how to make fitted sleeves.
Yes, it did, which is important because not everybody likes a baggy sleeve.
I do love me a fitted sleeve.
So they have that, and like that is massive because not all books include that. And just know the measurement and their guide to doing it and why you would do the measures is so good. So good. Only one complaint.
The sizing?
It's got to be easier to find than what it is.
So they list the pattern sizes as like small, medium, large, extra large with no numbers.
Ugh.
And that's not helpful.
You can do it and you know what size you're working towards. But guys, just print the finished measurements under the size ratio. Under every pattern. I know it's like extra work. I understand this. It is so helpful when you're looking through things and go, oh, I really like that. If you're small, if you're tall, if you're big, if you're not, you don't know, because an extra large in one company is a double extra large in one company is an extra large in another, and a large in a third, or a 4XL in a fourth. It's not standardized enough to be able to just do that sort of number increment. 15 plus years in clothing retail. It's not standard enough, guys. You need to have those inches and centimeter measurements. They have to be there. It's the only thing that really bugs me, because, I mean, when you read the patterns, oh yeah, you can figure out what it is that you're looking for and to find your pattern. But that's extra work you shouldn't have to do. You should be able to go, this is gorgeous. Oh my god, I can totally do it in my size. Done! Or, oh my god, it's like an inch or two off. Whatever. That's fine. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's our
one
thing.
Yeah.
It's a complaint, but
yeah. Otherwise,
I'm super into the layout of the magazine and the photography and everything. This wasn't a collection that I'm particularly interested in knitting, but it was lovely to look at.
That means we gotta keep an eye out for the other collections that come out during the year for them and see if one of them is more up your alley.
Probably some of these collections.
Probably some of the ones featured on the back.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Look at that. So yeah, I would be happy to look at another Rowan magazine.
Sweet. All right. Well, there you go.
All right.
Well, we made it to the end. The show is super funny. I'm gonna bring up the Fiber Friends again on their podcast, because they're going from a bi-weekly to a weekly format. And Caroline seems to think that's going to shorten the length of time they talk about this. As a weekly podcaster at over an hour on average, no. It doesn't shorten a thing.
Nope.
Nope. It's a really sweet idea that you have going on there, and I am super looking forward to seeing everybody every week. So, like, bring it on. Let's go.
The only times we've been under an hour the entire time we've been doing this is when we've had an escape room to go to after.
Where we're literally counting the clocks. If we don't leave on time, we're not going to make it to the escape room on time.
Yeah.
And that would be bad. So, yeah, no left to our own devices. Guys, when we're done and we stop, it doesn't stop there. We're going to keep talking, knitting, and babbling until the boys separate us.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's how this works for us.
Yeah.
And we can do this all week long.
Somehow.
In fact, we talk all week long.
What do we talk about?
As far as I can tell, knitting. And it doesn't cover the stuff we actually talk about here. We just talk about different things.
How do you manage this?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Oh well, that's it for us for the week. So I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit.
Hey, you know what we didn't do?
We didn't talk about where to find us on the internet?
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh my god. Find us on the internet. It's linked in the show notes. We're everywhere. No, we're not everywhere.
We're a lot of places on the internet. It's in the show notes.
We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Ravelry. And we're on Pinterest as the Northern Knits Podcast. We're on YouTube as the Northern Knits Podcast. Shall like ascribe, as Diana would say.
Shall like ascribe.
And you know what? You can find everything else in the show notes. No, I'm not joking. We're linked in a bunch of different places, and it's just kind of how it is. Because if you exist in the world nowadays, you exist on the internet. Come stalk our faces.
I'm paranoid I'm going to keep finding knitting needles in my hair now.
My lord.